If you suffer from back pain, I think you'll find this video interesting. It might even be life-changing. I'm Joanna Derwent. I'm a writer and researcher, and I specialize in the field of natural health. But like you, years ago, I used to suffer from back pain. So I know how difficult it is to stand, to bend, to walk, or even to lie down. And don't even mention the problem of trying to get up out of a chair. Everything you want to do is ruled by the pain in your back. Suddenly your life is full of things you can't do anymore. It's frustrating not only for you, but also for your friends and family. But it is possible to cure your back pain. You just need to know how. Let me give you a little background. I was at the top of a 2,000-foot mountain in the Scottish Highlands when I first discovered I had a problem with my back. It had taken a few hours to scramble up to the top, but when my friends and I got there, the view was spectacular. Everything was so tranquil and peaceful. We just sat relaxing for ages. But when we started to climb down, I felt the most awful pain right at the bottom of my back. Every time I tried to take a step, pain shot down my legs and right round my waist. I'd no idea what had gone wrong, but it felt really serious. Not surprisingly, it took forever to climb back down, but with the help of my friends, I finally did get home. And then I started on a journey, which I imagine you'll probably recognize only too well. First of all, I went to see my local doctor. He referred me for an X-ray. He then referred me to a specialist at the leading teaching hospital. Here I got a course of heat treatment and a surgical corset. At the end of the treatment, the specialist recommended an operation. He said it might help, but there were potential risks. But if I didn't do anything, he advised, I'd probably be in a wheelchair by the time I was 30. By this time, months had gone past, and I was no better. In fact, I hobbled everywhere with a hot water bottle and a bag of frozen peas to reduce the inflammation and to ease the pain. The only time I was really comfortable was when I was lying flat on the floor. The whole experience started me thinking about the limitations of regular medical care. I remembered speaking to a friend who was a doctor for years before retraining as a homeopath. She told me the main problem she faced when working as a doctor was that she had very few resources available. Often, she told me, all she could do was prescribe a course of antibiotics or painkillers, and then hope that in 2 weeks' time, when the course was complete, the patient would have started to get better naturally. Yet back pain is the main cause of lost workdays in both the USA and the UK. I'm amazed that so little research is being carried out to find an effective cure. It's estimated that 80% of people suffer from back pain at some point in their lives. Currently, the National Health Service in the UK spends more than £1 billion a year on back pain treatment. And it's reckoned that in the USA, the annual cost to the economy is between $100 billion and $200 billion. That's the equivalent of 149 million lost workdays. In the UK, the figure is 31 million. But this is several million more than lost workdays for coughs and colds, the main reason people usually give for not being able to go to work, or for stress. I felt I'd been completely let down by conventional medicine, so I decided to do my own research. And what I found was quite disturbing. There's no proof that the standard treatments for back pain I'd had were any use at all. None of them even attempted to find the cause of back pain, or none of them had any idea how to stop it coming back. More importantly, one was positively dangerous. So what are these treatments, and why don't they work? The first is painkillers. These might make you feel better for a week or two, but that's about all. In fact, recent research in Australia found that paracetamol, ibuprofen, and other similar products are actually no better than a placebo for treating back pain. Then there's bed rest. Doctors used to recommend resting in bed as an answer for most things, and I suppose that, much like painkillers, lying in bed for a few days might temporarily reduce your pain. But is it going to do you any lasting good? It might even help to reduce muscle spasms, but your spine needs movement to improve. Lying in bed will make your muscles and joints stiff and lose their flexibility. And it's difficult to feel positive and that you're getting any better when you're restricted to bed. And again, it doesn't address the cause of the pain. The third treatment is the one which can be dangerous. It's surgery. Statistics show there's very little evidence of long-term success in treating back pain with surgery. I'd been warned off it by a friend at work. She'd had an operation to fix a slipped disc a few years earlier, and had regretted it ever since. She was still in pain. And so many things can go wrong in the operating theatre. One person I know went into hospital for what was supposed to be a routine back operation, and came out a quadriplegic. A recent study in Ohio in the United States followed 1,450 patients for 2 years. Half had opted for surgery and the other half hadn't. At the end of the study, only 26% of those who'd had surgery had been able to get back to work. In the second group, the figure was a more encouraging 67%. With the surgery cases, there'd even been a 41% increase in the use of painkillers. And scarily, some of those who'd had surgery had had to have a second operation. So what is the answer to curing back pain? As you'll discover in the Natural Back Pain Cure, I did finally find the answer. Or rather, it was actually a number of answers which combined to provide the perfect cure. And don't worry, none of them involved drugs, surgery, expensive visits to specialists, or gadgets. The important thing is that they worked. Gradually my back pain disappeared, and now many years later it's never come back. And I'm happy to report that my findings have helped many other people. Take James. He was scheduled for back surgery. He followed my advice, was able to cancel his surgery, and has been pain-free ever since. Then there's Diana. She slipped on seaweed on the beach when she was chasing her dog. She followed my suggestions and is also pain-free. Lewis, who recommends a program for anyone who wants a natural or holistic solution. And Edward, who rates the program as 10 out of 10. So if you want to be pain-free permanently, and be able to sleep peacefully at night without tossing and turning, to get back to work, to take part in your favourite sport, to play with your children or grandchildren, to take your dog for a walk again, to get back to working in the garden, or perhaps to take that long vacation you promised yourself and your family, without spending thousands of dollars on the band-aid approach of doctors, chiropractors and so-called specialists. If you want to get rid of your back pain forever, just click on the arrow below.